Well, welcome back. Today we wrap up our home decorating series, and color is back. We're talking about paint today, right, Ruxana?
Color is back in a big way.
Yeah, for about 10, 15 years, you'd walk into a home and it was always white, off-white. That's no longer the case.
No, we are embracing color. We want to live colorful lives, and so color is in our living rooms.
Well, today we're at Design Matters once again in South Burlington, and we're seeing a very, very bright green wall. Is this too bold?
You know, it's not too bold because we're really playing it off of a series of neutrals. And one of the advantages of greens is that there's a lot of yellow in it. So it really will brighten up a space.
We talked about, you know, one of the don'ts. Don't use white. There's a few other don'ts, and one is don't select your paint at the paint store.
It physically hurts me to be at one of the paint counters to have people just go through the paint chips, pick a paint chip, walk to the counter, and order 3 gallons of that paint.
Right.
They have not lived with that color. They have not put it on their walls. They have no idea if it's going to match any of the other things that are in their room. So do not pick a paint color at the paint store without taking it home.
One of your other don'ts is don't select your paint before you've purchased your furniture.
I can't tell you the number of clients that have called me after making mistakes. In fact, my color consultations is my number one inquiry. People pick the paint color, and then they hire me to decorate and accessorize the room. And it's so much harder to find fabrics and accessories to work with the paint color versus the other way around.
Yeah, it limits you.
It absolutely limits you, and there are unlimited number of paint colors.
And your third don't is don't paint squares of
yes,
certain
you
paints.
see all of those home decorating shows, and you walk into a living room, and everyone has 4 or 5 little squares of paint colors they're trying. What happens when you try to paint over those squares is you can actually see the lines of those nice, cute little squares. So when you're painting samples, you actually want to feather out any of the squares that you're making, so it's just basically a big splotch, and that way when you paint over it, it'll just disappear.
Well, those are your don'ts. Now let's talk about how to properly choose paint colors, because you want certain colors for certain rooms.
Yes. For example, red really increases your appetite. It stimulates your conversation, so people are going to be eating more, drinking more. You'll have a lively, fun environment.
There's actually studies that
There are
show
studies.
this.
There's a science behind all of this color.
So red's good for a kitchen
Red
or a dining room.
Or a dining room.
How about blue?
Blue is a very common color, and they've done studies once again, and it lowers your body temperature when you're in a blue room. It's very calm, very serene.
And how about yellow? Yellow is another one of those bold colors, but you see it used more and more.
Yes, and yellow is a wonderful color for dark gray rooms. It really brightens things up and adds a lot of life. And color is very intuitive. So people think, well, I can't go wrong because I like this particular color. Well, you can go wrong. Lighting is crucial when you're picking a paint color, as is the time of day. So if you're going to be in a room primarily in the evening, you want to select your paint color in the evening, not first thing in the morning. There are some colors that really are conducive to certain rooms.
Right. So when should you use dark colors?
When you're looking for something to be really romantic, really dramatic, dark colors work really, really well.
And I know it's all about personal choice, but are there any colors you should stay away from?
I'm going to say no. But
Other than white.
Other than white, you just want to make sure the color you pick accomplishes your goals.